Ultimate matchups. 5 huge fixtures which will decide this season's honors. We're heading down the home stretch of the 2021-22 season, and there are plenty of trophies and titles still up for grabs. The title races in England and Italy are hotting up, while all 3 of Europe's major club competitions have reached the final stage. Here are 5 of the best fixtures that will decide the season's winners and losers as this footballing year comes to a close. Apparently, meeting in this season's Carabao Cup final wasn't enough for Chelsea and Liverpool, who will face off again in the FA Cup final. The Reds remain in the hunt for 3 more trophies this season, and their soonest chance of ticking the next piece of silverware off their list comes at Wembley. With uncertainty on and off the pitch looming over Chelsea, the Blues could do with a real pick-me-up to remind themselves why they are the reigning champions of Europe. If they put in a performance similar to February's Carabao Cup final, they probably won't lose again. Milan are close being crowned champions of Italy for the first time since 2011. The Rossoneri leads City rivals Inter as it stands, and while their 2 remaining away fixtures to Hellas Verona and Sassuolo look tricky, it's their home clash with Atalanta that looks to be the game to look out for. A rough April has seen Gianpiero Gasparini's men fall out of European contention, but they have the ability to score bucketloads on any given day. Having already used San Siro as a home in the not-too-distant past, Atalanta will head back to Milan without fear or pressure. The first major European final of the season comes from Seville, where West Ham Eintracht Frankfurt will face RB Leipzig Rangers for Europa League glory. Delete as appropriate. West Ham's fairy-tale run continued after overturning a first-leg deficit against Eintracht Frankfurt in the semi-finals and have reached just the 3rd European final in their history. The Hammers can also qualify for the Champions League for the first time with a victory at the Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. Eintracht Frankfurt have beaten Real Betis, Barcelona and West Ham on their way to the final and are good value for their place in Seville. Oliver Glasner's men have overcome the odds for 3 straight rounds and head into this full of confidence. Meanwhile, RB Leipzig are aiming to claim their first ever silverware. In the club's 12-year history, they have twice finished as runners-up in the Bundesliga and have twice lost in the final of the DFB Pokal. Can Domenico Tedesco's men finally get over the hump and become winners? Meanwhile, Rangers continued their staggering run through the competition with a surprise comeback against RB Leipzig in the semi-finals, snatching an aggregate win on a famous night at Ibrox. Giovanni van Bronckhorst has divided opinions since his arrival earlier in the season, particularly after handing Celtic the initiative in the Scottish Premiership title race, but he can etch his name into club folklore if he delivers European glory. 1 week after the Europa League final comes the inaugural Europa Conference League final from Tirana, with Marseille Feyenoord and Roma Leicester competing for UEFA's newest prize. Delete as appropriate. Marseille boast a proud history of being the only French team to have won the Champions League and are also the only one to have won a European competition which is still running. They can add to that glory with the very first Conference League trophy, while supporters will undoubtedly be hoping to rest any demons still lingering from their Europa League final loss to Atletico Madrid 4 years ago. Feyenoord have won 3 major European honors in their history, with their most recent triumph coming in 2002, when they beat Borussia Dortmund at their home ground of De Kuip to win the UEFA Cup. With Ajax and PSV dominating the last decade of Dutch football, the Rotterdam club can make a real statement with victory in Albania. After a mixed start to life in the Italian capital, Jose Mourinho seems to have won over the Roma faithful and is beginning to find a home at a club again after years in limbo. The Giallorossi stand on the brink of their first piece of European silverware. The Intercities Fairs Cup and Anglo-Italian Cup do not count and have the chance to end a trophy drought spanning 14 years. After a tough campaign domestically, Brendan Rodgers can ensure that Leicester win a trophy in successive seasons for the first time in the club's history. The Foxes have taken some bruises in recent years, notably squandering back-to-back third-place finishes in the Premier League, but this crop of young stars, and Jamie Vardy, can immortalize themselves by becoming the first Leicester players to deliver European success. And finally we come to the main event, the Champions League final between Liverpool and Real Madrid. The Reds have survived 3 successive second-leg scares to reach Paris, while Los Blancos have produced 3 stunning comebacks in order to eliminate 3 of the competition's favorites in PSG, Chelsea, and Manchester City. Mohamed Salah revealed that he wanted to face Real Madrid rather than City and is out for revenge after he was injured during their 2018 final matchup. There's also a Ballon d'Or subplot ongoing as frontrunners Sadio Mane and Karim Benzema go toe-to-toe hoping to score as they both did in Kiev 4 years ago. Real Madrid have not lost a Champions League final since it rebranded from the European Cup, with their last defeat coming back in 1981 against Liverpool in the city of Paris, of course. Narratives galore. What a treat.